ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فهو المهتدي ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له أشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. Inshallah, this is the third week since we started talking about Kitab al-At'imah, the chapters of food in the book of Ibn Qudama al-Maqdisi rahimahullah. And last time we spoke about everything about the foods and drinks other than animals, and today inshallah as we go with the author rahimahullah, we will be talking about al-at'imah, about haywan, the animals, as we will see. And then from that we start building up with different categories, because last time we covered drinks and plants, fruits, vegetables, drinks. Wasn't much about it. We said most of it is halal, or all of it is halal, except the one that has harm, and the one that intoxicates, as we made the exception. فصل. يقول المؤلف رحمه الله as usual: فصل فيما يباح أكله وما لا يباح. والحيوان قسمان: بحري وبري. فأما البحري فكله حلال إلا الحية والضفدع والتمساح. وأما البري فيحرم منه كل ذي ناب من السباع وكل ذي مخلب من الطير والحمر الآلية والبغال وما يأكل الجيف من الطيور كالنسور والرخم وغراب البين الأبقع وما يستخبث من الحشرات كالفأر ونحوها إلا اليربوع والضب، لأنه أكل على مائدة رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وهو ينظر وقيل له أحرام هو؟ قال لا، وما عدا هذا مباح، ويباح أكل الخيل والضبع، لأن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أذن في لحوم الخيل وسمى الضبع صيدا. So when we talk about animals, we can categorize animals into two categories: حيوانات مائية, حيوانات برية. And most animals are مائية. Most animals live in the water. Okay? Most animals live in the water. Perhaps 3/4 of animals live in the water, and then the rest live on the ground. So when they talk about those animals, they divide it two categories: بحرية and برية. بحري, ones live in the ocean or rivers or water, and بري, the ones that live on earth or on the ground. والبحري هو ما لا يعيش إلا في البحر كالأسماك والحيتان. So you have البري that lives on the ground, البحري that lives in the water and only in the water, and then you have the animals, البرمائيات, the amphibians that live in between. They can live in the water and they can live on the solid ground, like alligators, frogs, other animals, stuff like that. And we will see the ahkam regarding these. قال المؤلف: فأما البحري فكله حلال. البحري, the animals, he starts talking about the animals that live in the water. The animals that live in the water, okay, now here we are talking about animals that live in the water 100%. And if they get out of the water, they die. Okay, they cannot exist. So we're not talking about amphibians, we're not talking about the farmahiyat, the animals that live between. We are talking about fish, whales, سمك القرش, what's the sharks, okay? These things, Seahorse. Like seahorse, okay? These animals that live in lobsters, all these things, live in the water. So when we talk about those, all of it is halal. All of it, okay? And obviously that is, you will see some madahib that different, Okay, some madhab tells you the only thing halal from the water is fish. But the opinion of the Jumhur and the majority of the ulama, everything in the water is halal. Everything that lives 100% in the water is halal. Okay? And that is the opinion of Ibn Qudama, and that is the right opinion that there is no doubt about. Because the adillah from the Quran and the Sunnah supports that and nothing else. يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى أحل لكم صيد البحر وطعامه متاعا لكم وللسيارة. قال ابن عباس صيده ما أخذ حيا ومتاعه ما أخذ ميتا. عليكم السلام ورحمة الله. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says أحل لكم صيد البحر. It's made permissible for you the sight, the fishing of the sea, whatever you catch from the sea. And obviously when you catch it, it's alive. وطعامه متاعا لكم ولي, and its food is interest and enjoyment for you, and those who are traveling. So, but Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhuma said, because now that you have two different things, صيد البحر and طعام البحر. صيد البحر, the hunting of the sea, and طعام البحر, the food of the sea. Allah mentioned both in the same ayah. Obviously and surely they don't mean the same thing. Then it will be just repetition of no benefit. Okay? So obviously there's a difference between صيد البحر and طعام البحر. So Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu حبر القرآن said, ترجمان القرآن, he said, الصيد refers to you catching the animals while they are alive. Even the fish, when it comes out of the water, still alive, still kicking for a few minutes. وَطَعَامُهُ, he said, whatever is dead. Okay, so don't say, خلاص, and if I catch it, that means it's okay. We don't have difference here. But if I find it dead, I cannot eat it. It's made. But the ayah says other than that, and we will say the hadith. So the understanding of Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, and the reason I mention this, because there's a famous opinion that the only thing you can get from the water is fish. And it got to be alive too. Okay, so if you find a fish or a whale on the shore, on the side of the river, on the side of the ocean, you cannot touch it. Mate, dead animal. We will see. Okay? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the first dalil we have that everything from the sea is halal, okay, is this ayah. وَحِلَّ لَكُمْ صَيْدُ الْبَحْرِ وَطَعَامُهُ مَتَاعًا لَكُمْ وَلِلسَّيَّارِ. So we said صيد meaning what's living. طعام, الfood, means what's dead, as Ibn Abbas said. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم هو الطهور ماؤه الحل ميتة. When they asked the Prophet ﷺ about when they're traveling in the sea and they run out of water, or they don't have enough water for drinking, can they use the water of the sea to make wudu? Yes. So the Prophet ﷺ answered them, okay, and he directed them sallallahu alayhi wasallam that the water of the sea is tahur. It's pure, it's clean. You can, and we said previously there is a difference between tahur and tahir, but Allahu a'lam, they're both the same, as we said when we talked about waters. But the point, and liquids, but the point is, the Prophet ﷺ answered their question. هو الطهور ماء. يعني the water of the sea is clean, is pure. You can use it to make ghusl, you can use it to make wudu. And then he sallallahu alayhi wasallam added another piece of information to the question that they didn't ask about. Because most probably, if they are talking about they're running low on water, most probably they're going to ask, but what if we're running low on food? Okay? So he sallallahu alayhi wasallam يعني answered, هو الطهور ماؤه الحل ميتة. طهور, it's water, clean, pure. It's food, it's dead food, halal. He used dead food. كأنه he صلى الله عليه وسلم يعني knows that it's not about living animals. When they catch it, they're going to argue. They're going to argue, if I find a dead fish in the middle of the sea, can I eat it? And we said that, called what? What kind of answer that called? We mentioned it before. جواب When someone asks you about a piece of information and you answer his question and you add to it. Allah, we mentioned this before. Call it Jawab al-Hakim. صح? Jawab al-Hakim, the answer of the wise. So he, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his answer was wise. He assumed they're asking lack of water, they're going to ask lack of food. So what can we do? Okay? So he answered them, هو الطهور ماء والحل ميت. Even you catch the fish and you put it in a jar and she dies. You did not sacrifice, you did not slaughter. So it's mayta at the end. Even if you catch, you did not say Bismillah and you slaughter. Every fish you're going to do that with every tuna? Yeah? No. So it will die automatically. It's halal. The dead of the sea is halal. Clear? So we understand. So those are the two fundamental dalils, that the default with the water, the default with food or animals in the water, it's all halal. It's all halal. Okay? We're going to come across exceptions, as some of the ulama made their ijtihad. But either their ijtihad wasn't closest to the truth, or their ijtihad was based on weak evidence. Alright? Now we have a hadith authentic, and we have an ayah. So if you want to contradict this, or you want to go against the opinion in this ayah, you better have a very, very strong dalil. Ayah is mutawatir. Okay? So very important to understand that. حديث جابر رضي الله عنه بخاري مسلم يقول رضي الله عنه غزونا جيش الخبط. خبط what comes like the leaves that come off the trees during the autumn, the fall. وأميرنا أبو عبيدة فجعنا جوعا شديدا فألقى البحر حوتا ميتا لم نر مثله يقال له العنبر. So they said, we were in one of the battles, Jabir ibn Abdullah radiyallahu anhuma, and they are with Abu Ubaidah, he's the head of the army, and they got in a position where they were so hungry. They ran out of food and they got so hungry. They got so hungry. So while they're at, the ocean threw a dead whale. They did not catch it. Huh? They found it on the shore, dead whale, called al-Anbar, huge, okay? فأكلنا منه نصف شهر فأخذ أبو عبيدة عظما من عظامه فمر الراكب تحته. He said, we kept eating from this whale for a whole half a month, okay? For half a month. And it was huge that Abu Ubaidah would take a rib, and I think in one narration was the eye socket. But he will take the rib, and someone riding on his horse or in his camel will be able to pass under the rib. You know how the rib is like. So imagine how huge that is. Okay? Just to show you how big that was. قال فلما قدمنا المدينة. Now according to the opinion that said, or that says, it's haram to eat the dead from the sea, which is, they say, if you find a fish on the shore dead, you can't eat it. That's their opinion. But this hadith in Bukhari and Muslim is clear, and there is no, it's not out of the picture. But anyway, so they said, قدمنا المدينة. So the army returned to Medina, and we went to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they told him, فقال كل رزق أخرجه الله عز وجل. The Prophet ﷺ said, eat from it. It was rizq. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought it out of the water for you. Then he sallallahu alayhi wasallam, what did he do? He asked them if they had some of it. If they said some, okay? If they said some, and they said, and affirmative, they said yes, we had some. So he asked for some and he ate from it sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So this hadith of Jabir is another dalil that the dead of the sea is halal. And it's not only the fish. That's a whale. That's a huge fish. A fish that this big, we don't call it fish. Okay? أما الدليل the proof or the dalil, the evidence of the opinion that says such animal is haram, for the madhab that goes with that. And that is al-Ahnaf. Al-Ahnaf, madhab al-Hanafi, goes that the only thing permissible from the water is fish. Is fish. And their dalil is the hadith of Jabir radiyallahu anhu. So hadith of Jabir in Bukhari and Muslim, to say we ate from the well. Their dalil to go or to say opposite opinion, that you cannot eat from such animal, is hadith of Jabir too. Jabir radiyallahu anhu supposedly reported to say, كلوا, that the Prophet said, كلوا ما حسر عنه البحر وما ألقاه وما وجدتموه ميتا أو طافيا فوق الماء فلا تأكلوا. So the hadith that they depend on and they use as their dalil, Rawah Abu Dawud and Daraqutni, they said the dalil that Jabir ibn Abdullah radiyallahu anhuma said that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, whatever you find, the second part of the hadith, whatever you find dead or floating in the water, do not eat. Now if this was authentic and strong dalil, then we have to start trying to manage to combine between the dalil. But this dalil is weak. The hadith itself is not at the level where it can be used as a proof. According to the ulama of al-hadith, according to the science of al-hadith, this hadith is weak. And here I'm telling you an ayah and a hadith in Bukhari and Muslim. So you cannot come and argue and tell me, but Abu Hanifa said this. We love Abu Hanifa, and do not misunderstand and do not accuse me as others accuse me that I hate Abu Hanifa, and I curse Abu Hanifa. Okay? Allah al-Musta'an. But the point is, we love him, and we are willing, and if we would live, as I said before, if we would live at his time, I will not mind to clean his shoes, sit at his feet, serve him. I'll be honored. But al-haq is more beloved to us than anyone. The truth is the truth. There is no muhaba, there is no taking sides when it comes to the truth. That's what we need, that's the principle that we need to live by. Yes, my father is my father, my mother is my mother, but al-haq ahabbu ilayna min ay shakhs, more beloved to us. And one of the reasons that there is deviation and there is division amongst the Muslims because of it. My sheikh said, my imam said. Tayyib, Allah said other than that. You're still going to stay with your sheikh. And perhaps your sheikh would tell you to leave his opinion to the opinion of those who are better than him, or to the saying of Allah. Maybe your sheikh wasn't aware of that. Maybe your sheikh did not study that. Maybe no one says your sheikh is most or knows it all. No one does. Okay? Maybe your sheikh didn't hear about the hadith. So very important for you to understand. And that is the madhab, and that is the opinion of all those four ulama and all the ulama. But we mentioned those four because most people belong to one of those four schools. Their opinion is that. إذا صح الحديث فهو مذهبي. Do not write anything about me, as Imam Ahmed said, but whatever, يعني it's not because I said it, it's the truth. Whatever agrees with the dalil, that's my opinion. It's not this. Imam Shafi'i said, if you find my opinion goes against the opinion, or against the ayah or the hadith, then throw my opinion across the room, against the wall. فاضربوا برأيي عرض الحال. أبو حنيفة حرام على من سمع على من أفتى بفتوى ولم يعلم دليل. Abu Hanifa rahimahullah said, it's haram for someone to give my fatwa if he doesn't know my dalil. Why? Because Abu Hanifa understands, if this person knows the dalil, then he might find out that the dalil isn't strong enough. There might be a dalil stronger than my dalil. Okay, I base my opinion on a dalil I had. And at the time of Abu Hanifa, there was no compilation of hadith as we know Bukhari and Muslim. Wasn't. And he was in Kufa, rahimahullah, far away from Medina and from Mecca, and he had limited access. So, he made his ijtihad when he could. But that doesn't mean everything he says is right. Doesn't mean that everything Malik says is right. Doesn't mean everything Ahmed says is right. Imam Malik said, كل يؤخذ منه ويرد عليه إلا صاحب هذا القبر. وأشار إلى قبر النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. Imam Malik said, everyone we take from and we reject. Back. Everyone. We accept some opinions and we reject some of his opinions. Except the one who's laying in that grave. And he pointed to the grave of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. That is their mentality. So when someone is so, will hate everyone because their opinion is against the opinion of Imam Malik, even though the opinion of Imam Malik regarding that issue is wrong, well, he's not vilifying Imam Malik. He's not putting down Imam Malik. He's putting himself down. Imam Malik is higher than that. Okay? Imam Abu Hanifa is higher than that. Imam Abu Hanifa didn't want you to do that. And for those actually, a lot of the madhab al-Hanafi isn't based on the opinions of Abu Hanifa. A lot of it is the opinions of his students. Abu Yusuf al-Qadi, Abu Hassan al-Shaybani. And they differed. There was a lot of difference between them and their sheikh, their Imam Abu Hanifa. They disagreed on a lot of issues. But they still Hanafis. They still followed madhab al-Hanafi. They still the ulama of the madhab al-Hanafi. So let's be open-minded and let's follow the dalil. ندور مع الدليل حيث ما دار. We swing and we sway with the dalil wherever it swings. Wherever the dalil takes us, we go along with it. خلاص. Then we will start finding unity. Then when we take, yes, I understand, we can differ. And we said that before. The dalil can take different turns, can take different understanding, can take different interpretation. And that such difference or such variation and variety of opinions is welcome. I will respect your opinion. But you respect mine in return. Fair? But when the dalil cannot tell it, when I tell you Bukhari and Muslim, when I tell you قال Allah, and then you come and you tell me, لا. Abu Hanifa rahimahullah said, lobsters are haram. So that's what the madhab al-Hanafi. Conch is haram. Seahorse is haram. Shrimps are haram. مين؟ مقلوبة؟ مكروه. مكروه. Yeah, بس عندك عند الحنفيين there's مكروه and they refer to, they mean haram. That's something in the madhab al-Hanafi because they have their usul, the usul of fiqh for madhab al-Hanafi is a lot different than the usul of fiqh and the fundamentals of fiqh for other schools. But have you gone to and the brother who said makruh, take a tray of shrimp and go to the Hanafi masjid? Will you? It's not. So it's very important to understand. So the dalil of the Ahnaf is weak dalil. The dalil of the majority of Ahl al-Ilm is a strong dalil, authentic, sahih, beyond any doubt. So the default with the food from the sea is all halal. Is all halal. Of course, if it's poisonous, it's haram. If it's harmful, it's haram. No one argues that. If there is some fish that if you eat it, you die, no one says it's halal. La darar wa la darar. We're gonna understand that. Don't say, since the default is all halal, what comes out of the sea, the animals from the sea. That doesn't mean if this animal if you touch it, gonna electrocute you until you die. Very important. If you're gonna eat it, there are some fish that are poisonous. Okay? You can't eat them. That's haram because that is understood. In Islam, anything cause harm is haram. Just like that. Clear? So we understand this case. قال المؤلف, now Ibn Qudama rahimahullah, Hanabila, they make exceptions for the sea. And their exception from some of the animals in the sea based on what's haram on the ground. So he said, إِلَّا الْحَيَّ. إِلَّا snake, the snake. We know snake is haram. The snake that in the jungle is haram. Okay? So he said, since the snake on the ground is haram, that means the snake in the water is haram. Right? That is the opinion of Al-Hanabila. They made the analogy and qiyas. What is it? If we say the default of all the water in the ocean is halal, then for you to come and tell me the snake, the water snake, maybe they call it something else, but that's what we call it. The water that looks like a snake, that lives only in the water. If you want to say it's haram, you need to show me a dalil. Because the ayah, the hadith says everything in the water is halal. Clear? So I understand their opinion is to say the snake is haram, but I don't have dalil on that. So there is nazar. في هذا الرأي nazar. So there is difference in this opinion. Okay? It's called snake, but doesn't mean it's necessarily the same characters of the snake. Horse, or seahorse is the same thing like regular horse. Huh? No. Maybe it looks like it, but in size, in function. So it's very important. It's names, we should not get stuck with the nomenclature. طيب سمك القرش, shark. Shark got naps, got sharp teeth, canines, very sharp. And we know the Prophet ﷺ forbid كل ذي ناب من السباع. Everything that has husks or canines from beasts is haram, from animals. Lion is haram, tiger is haram. Don't invite me and tell me we're cooking some tiger. It's haram. Okay? That is haram. طيب, then that means shark is haram. لا. The Prophet ﷺ, when he talked about كل ذي ناب من السباع, he's referring to animals on the ground. And I have a general dalil that says everything in the water is halal. So for you to come and tell me that shark is haram because it got sharp teeth, that is not enough. That is not enough. Because the dalil says everything in the water is halal. And the Prophet ﷺ should have pointed out the exceptions if there were exceptions. Because it's not allowed to delay the explanation beyond the time of delivering the piece of information. That's in fiqh. And if I'm going to give you a rule now, I cannot delay the explanation until later, or the exception. Mainly the explanation. I have to tell you on the spot. Very important. So, according to the majority, shark is okay as well. Okay? Because there is no dalil that says shark is haram. And the dalil we have is everything in the water is halal. طب الضفدع قال والضفدع احكي الضفدع قال والضفدع. Now الضفدع, the frog, we said isn't solely lives in the water. We said the الضفدع is amphibian, lives in the water and lives underground. Okay, so it's in between. So now the rule that the default all animals in the water are halal, ضفدع doesn't apply to the frog. Clear? That's one thing. So now we need to know, is it okay to eat roasted ضفادع or barbecued ضفادع or barbecued frogs? Is it okay? We're gonna see. But I cannot take the rule of the water, animals in the water, because ضفدع doesn't live only in the water. It lives in between. Alright? Okay, let's see. Ibn Qudama rahimahullah said, الضفدع, the frog, isn't allowed to eat. You're not allowed to eat the frog. Okay? But here he's referring to the exceptions of the water. The opinion that you should not eat or you cannot eat the frog is right. It's haram to eat the frog. And the reason is because the frog is not, you're not permitted to kill it. If you can eat it alive, go for it. The Prophet ﷺ forbade from killing the frog. Why?
Isn't everything something?
Huh?
Isn't everything something?
The stars that make a zikr.
Make zikr in group. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إن نقيقها تسبيح. The voice, the noise, the sound, whatever you want to call it, that the frogs make, the Prophet ﷺ described it as tasbih. So you shouldn't kill it. Okay? ولكن وإن من شيء إلا يسبح بحمده ولكن لا تفقهون تسبيحه. This one we hear. We don't know what it means. Okay? So the Prophet ﷺ directed us that it's tasbih. So we should not kill the frog. Clear? So that is why eating the frog is haram. Because eventually you're going to kill it to eat it. Alright? You cannot swallow it. Even if you swallow it, you're going to kill it inside. Alright? So very important to understand that. That is why frogs are haram to kill. Not only to kill to eat, just to kill. You know, like in schools and in labs, what they use? They use the frog as for dissection. Haram. There's no doubt about it. Because we are forbidden to kill. Okay? Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, since we're talking about this hadith, which is sound hadith, good hadith, mentioned few things that you're not allowed to kill. 5 things. And he mentioned the frog as one of them. Who knows others?
Hudhud.
The hudhud. Well, الضفدع. Well, النمل. Well, النحل. Well, الصرد. So the Prophet ﷺ in this hadith forbade from killing 5 things. Okay? One is ants. Ants you're not allowed to kill them for no reason. Now if there is harm coming out of them, if you find ants living with you at home, that's harmful. So you're allowed to remove as much as you need. And don't go and start digging where they live and burn them. That's not allowed. Prophet ﷺ said about the Prophet from Bani Israel, laying down one day, got bitten by an ant. Got upset, he got up and he burned the whole ant kingdom. He traced the ant and he found the whole kingdom, burned the whole thing. So it was revealed to him, you were bitten by one, so wasn't one enough for you to kill? Sure. The West talks about human rights and animal rights, and they're killing humans for fun. In Afghanistan, they're putting soldiers on trial because they kill Afghanis people for no reason, for fun, civilians. And they talk about human rights. Islam talks about ants' rights, animal rights. So people got no concept of what human rights means. So the Prophet ﷺ forbade from killing the ants. And he forbade from killing the bees. Nahl. Nahl, if you don't bother it, it won't bother you. Nahl stings. Nahl, if you don't go close to them, they will not come to you. How many people found a bee in his house trying to bite him? I think they even died if they found it. The defense. But if you don't bother them, they don't bother you. And it's beneficial. الهدهد. شو الهدهد في الإنجليزي؟ Hoopy. Hoopoe, I think. H-O-O-P-O-E. Yalla, pronounce it the way you want. Okay? That's the hood. Haram. Hudhud Sulaiman. Peaceful. The ضفدع, the frog. And Sard. Sard is a bird. Shrike. In English it's called shrike. It's a bird that is, and in one hadith adds the cat. الهر the cat. يعني in Iraq at one point there were too many dogs and cats on the streets. Times of Saddam Hussein. So the government issued that everyone who kills a cat or a dog, I think get few Iraqi dinar as a reward. Because there were too many and they were bothering people and all. So people, ghost hunters and busters, started killing the cats and the dogs. What happened? The city flooded in Baghdad, I think what? Flooded with rats. So now the law changed. Who kills a cat or a dog gets killed. Right? Don't touch the cats or dogs now. Okay? Or you will be punished. When you play with the balance, you suffer. The harmony that Allah created. But the point is, some hadith, some other narration, but the famous is those five. Nahl al-Nam, bees, ants, shrikes, which is salt, hudhud, peekaboo, poopy, and the ضفدع, the frog. So this is a clear dalil, ضفدع is not allowed to eat. Cool? قال والتمساح. Okay? Timsah, the alligator, doesn't live mainly or only in the water. So the rule does not apply to him that everything in the water is permissible. And we know alligator, muftaris, lives off prey, got canines, so automatically it's haram to eat. Alligator is haram to eat. It's a beast with canines. Doesn't only live in the water. Clear? Okay.
Like turtles.
The turtle. السلحفاة permissible to eat. طيب how you sacrifice, how you slaughter a سلحفاة؟ من تحت؟ عيب عليك. Usually they get us a rock and they hit the shell. The shell breaks. Naturally there's water in there. They used to drink. يعني in times when they run out of water. Anyway. But the السلحفاة, inshallah, some of the ulama differ. They said السلحفاة البحرية permissible, but the السلحفاة البرية isn't. The turtle, the water turtle, the sea turtle is allowed, but the ground one isn't. But there is no dalil, يعني the turtle, there is no reason we know that the turtle falls in an exception of being haram. قال وأما البري. Now he finished with the water stuff. Now let's talk about the ground stuff. وأما البري فيحرم كل ذي ناب من السباع وكل ذو مخلب من الطير. البري, the animals that live on the solid ground, don't live in the water. Okay? Anything with the husks or with the canine, haram, beast. But they're exception, we will see that. And anything with a claw. You know the claw? المنقار هذا or المخلب. We'll talk about the beaks. But anything with a claw or with nab, the husks or the canines, it's haram to eat. حديث أبو ثعلب الخشني رضي الله عنه قال نهى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم عن أكل كل ذي ناب من السباع. Isn't funny like the راوي الحديث called أبو ثعلبة؟ نعم. Abu Tha'laba radiallahu anhu said that the Prophet ﷺ forbade eating any animal with canines. Okay, so the general rule is animals with husks or canines, sharp teeth, they use them to prey on other animals, haram to eat. Lions, tigers, cheetahs, animals like that. وحديث أبو هريرة رضي الله عنه عن أبو هريرة قال أكل كل ذي ناب من السباع حرام. Eating any animal, any beast with canines is haram. Okay? Is haram. We will see some exceptions. قال ابن قدامة وغراب البين الأبقع. غراب البين الأبقع. He said, and the crow البين الأبقع. البين الأبقع يعني, of course that means there are different types of crows, since he's specifically saying that this kind of crow is haram. البين الأبقع. بين الأبقع, some said, whose mixed his color with white and black. And some said whose beak and feet are red. According to Al-Hanabila and Ibn Qudama rahimahullah, such crow is haram. But any other crow is okay. But Allahu A'lam, the right opinion, any crow is haram to eat. And there's other types. There's ghurab called Al-Hatim. Al-Hatim is a crow that is all black. So we have ghurab al-bayn al-abqa mixed, Hatim all black, and there's ghurab al-zara. Ghurab, small crow that you find it in the farms. But Allahu A'lam, for Hanabila, only the first one, the mixed, because that's what the Prophet ﷺ used in the hadith. But the right opinion, all the crows are haram. Because the Prophet ﷺ, Ibn Umar radiyallahu anhuma, was asked about eating the crow. شوف فقه. He said, كيف آكل شيء سماه النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بالفاسق. The Prophet ﷺ described the crow as fasiq, من فسوق, فسق, to do evil things. So he said, Ibn Umar, how can I eat something the Prophet ﷺ called fasiq? See how deep their understanding? So Allahu A'lam, all the crows are haram. Why? The Prophet ﷺ said, خمس فواسق يقتلن في الحل والحرم. We know when you're in the state of ihram, you cannot kill animals, you cannot hunt. But there are things that you kill, whether you're in ihram or you're not, whether you're outside of al-haram, in Mecca, or you're inside. You got to kill them if you see them. Okay? خمس فواسق يقتلن في الحل والحرم. Wherever you find them, you kill them. 5 things. What are they? العقرب, the scorpion, kill it. Okay? Wherever you find it, kill it. It's going to cause harm, you kill it. والحدأ. حدأ is a bird, like a falcon, like an eagle. حدأ, حدية, that's another name for it, because the Arabs convert the hamza to ya. But in English, the buzzard. It's known to steal. It's a thief. يعني if you have your meat outside, you're ready to have good weekend and barbecue, and you lose it. Aisha radiallahu anha used to talk about a slave woman who was freed, but every time the slave woman will say to Aisha radiallahu anha, will repeat some lines of poetry referring to the day of al-Hada. What happened on that day? This slave woman was owned by people, and they were rich, and they had very precious necklace, and it got missing. So they accused the slave woman, the little girl. She said, I didn't steal it. And they searched her everywhere, but they accused her. While they're searching her, Al-Hada came, the spirit came and dropped the necklace. The necklace was in a red pouch. So Al-Hada thought it was meat. So when she found it wasn't meat, very good Hada, brought it back. لعل she brought it back for Allah to show, ومن يتق الله يجعل له مخرجا. So she always was talking to Aisha radiallahu anha. So we have al-aqrab, the scorpion, we have the buzzard, the hada, we have the ghurab, the crow. So the Prophet ﷺ ordered to kill it, and he described it as fasiq. We have al-fa'ra, mouse, Mickey Mouse. Mouse. Don't go to Orlando and start killing. Please. We don't want trouble. Okay? But person. Okay? Person. I don't think we should adopt the fact that a mouse is a great creature. And toys, mouse, and rats. No. Prophet ﷺ described it as fasiq. That if I raise my child loving his mouse, and then I tell him, mouse is fasiq, you cause confusion. Yes, even at the simplest thing, even the smallest, this guy, out of touch. لا. وينشأ ناشئ الفتيان فينا على ما كان عوده أبوه. The one of us, the kid, will grow up exactly following what his father used to teach him. So if we want healthy individuals when they grow up, why should we cause them confusion when there is alternative? There are many other alternatives. It doesn't have to be Mickey Mouse. Person. Some people are gonna criticize me for that, but that's person. Okay? And hamster. Hamster is I believe one of these. Right. So the point is, no. The Quran describes certain things, or the Prophet describes. Yeah. And الفأرة called it فويسقة because what it used to do, will walk into the house, find where the light, the lintel is, the light, the fire, and spill it, tip it over, and burns the people. That's what it used to do. That's why it's called فويسقة. So very important, يعني. Maybe don't take it, if some people don't want to take it exactly what I'm using this example, look at it from different perspective. Don't say he's little or she's little, they're still young, still let them play. And they start adopting habits and characters you can't change when they're 10 and 12. So why I don't control it from the bottom there? They're still gonna listen to me at this point. Why am I gonna wait until they're 15 and then they're gonna challenge me? You allowed us to do it, now you're gonna stand in our way? No. Now I'm individual, I have my own independence. So no, make sure what you give to those kids is what you want them to have when they're old. Very important. Back. قال والحمر, so الغراب is haram, is you kill. So obviously this is dalil, it's haram to eat. والفأرة, and I'm mentioning the hadith يعني, والكلب العقور. الكلب العقور, يعني some of the ulama said the feisty dog, the dog that's going to attack. No. The right opinion, any animal that causes threat to the people is to be killed. That's the definition of al-kalb al-aqur. Any animal going to cause threat to the people doesn't necessarily need to be dog. Kalb al-aqur, and the Prophet ﷺ described other animals to be dogs. Okay? When they acted like that. So it's very clear. So a tiger, a wolf on the street, kill. يعني if you see you're going to cause threat. قال والحمر الأهلية, domesticated donkeys. Domesticated donkeys are haram to eat. And we have dalil on that. Which means حمار الوحشي isn't haram. The zebra. Zebra is a type of donkey. Okay, but it's wahshi. What's wahshi? Wild donkey. The domesticated donkey you can eat. Some of the ulama يعني mention the domesticated donkey, when it got domesticated, it got humiliated. Yes. And you actually what you eat. That is يعني science. That is proof. That is not يعني, it's what you eat. Didn't you hear this expression before? You are what you eat. And you do carry and you do gain and you do start taking the characters of what you eat. Look at the West. They love pig, they love pork, and they love lechon, and they love what they put in the pizza? Pepperoni and ham. They love it. Look at them. Actually, the animal that will see his female and with another male and will not care is the pig. Doesn't care. Doesn't care. So look, they have no jealousy. They don't care. The father will go to sleep and his door is still outside. He doesn't care. His door will come and this is my boyfriend. He's gonna sleep tonight over. He doesn't care. We look at it as Muslims. How? يعني it doesn't. Animals got jealousy. There's hadith in Bukhari, an old donkey. Someone of the Sahaba in Jahiliyyah was watching an old donkey, and his wife was laying next to him, sleeping. He witnessed that. Bukhari, Sahih. So that when he fell asleep, the female, the wife, walked away slowly. She committed zina. He's watching. She went to a young donkey. They made it, and then slowly she came back and she laid down next to the old guy, her husband. Yes. So he woke up crazy. He smelled her. This Sahabi is describing what he's seeing. Going crazy. He starts screaming, so then the other monkeys came around. Then they dug a hole. They put her in there and they stoned her. Donkeys, monkeys, animals. So you look at those humans, I overheard one time a girl telling another, where? Don't ask. No, that's not the point. She's telling her, I'm proud. My father knows that he tells her that I know that your boyfriend is home with us when I hear the squeaking of your bed. Pigs, literally. So you are what you eat. So they said, since this domesticated donkey got so much humiliated, and when you want to disrespect someone, you call him what? Himar, donkey, jack, right? That's what you call him. So humiliated. They said, eating his flesh might reflect on you, might reflect on your characters. Okay? That's why vegetarians are so peaceful people. Not the vegetarians I know, but they are. Usually it's what you eat. Very important. Oh yeah, and that's the rationale. But with the dalil, الحمر الأهلية haram to eat. Domesticated donkeys are haram to eat. خالد بن الوليد رضي الله عنه قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال حرام عليكم الحمر الأهلية وكل ذي ناب من السباع وكل ذي مخلب من الطير. Okay? Khalid bin Walid radiallahu anhu said, the Prophet said, and the part of the hadith we care about now, is domesticated donkeys, Himar, Ahli, Humur Ahliya, is haram. That's a donkey with the big ears you see on the streets, with shepherd, whatever. That is the donkey. Is haram to eat. Okay? حديث جابر إن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم نهى يوم خيبر عن لحوم الحمر الأهلية وأذن في لحوم الخيل. Bukhari and Muslim, Jabir radiallahu anhu said that the day of Khaybar, the Prophet ﷺ allowed disallowed the eating of the domesticated donkeys, the meat of the domesticated, but he allowed horses. Now we will see difference in opinions with other madhab regarding horses. But in this hadith in Bukhari and Muslim, he said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, on that day on Khaybar, he allowed to eat the meat of the horse. Okay? And we will see the difference when we talk about the horse. قال والبغال. What's البغل?
Halfway,
Mule. Mule. Mule is haram to eat. طيب where mule comes from?
Horse and
Horse and donkey? Donkey and horse? لا. Isn't. Okay? Yes. When a horse and a donkey mate, they give mule. But, okay? Mala. Okay? But, the donkey is the male. The horse is the female. Those will give mule. In other terms, and don't ask me why I know this, a male donkey called Jack. You hear Jack? Right. They refer to a donkey. A male donkey called Jack. A female horse called mare. M-A-R-E. When they mate, they give mule. Alright? Actually, some say that a male horse and a female donkey don't give anything. But if they do, a male horse, so what's the mule coming from what? Male what? Male donkey and female horse. But if a male horse, which called what? Stallion, mates with a female donkey, what's a female donkey called? If a male donkey called Jack, what's the female donkey?
Jackie.
Jenny. That's what they call it. It's called Jenny. If stallion mates with Jenny, they give Henny. But anyway, it's not called a mule. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So a female donkey or a female horse with a male donkey, Jack, that's what gives the mule. That is haram. Al-baghl, haram to eat.
Sure you're a dentist?
Okay. So is it donkey, since the mule is mother is a horse, so does that mean a horse is haram to eat? And that brings us into the issue of horse. Is the horse allowed to eat or not allowed to eat? We saw in the hadith of Jabir in Bukhari or Muslim, the day of Khaybar, the Prophet ﷺ allowed them to eat the horse meat. Okay, now we know Al-Ahnaf and some of Malikiya said no, horse meat is haram. Okay, horse meat is haram. What's their dalil? Their dalil is a hadith for Khalid ibn al-Walid radiyallahu anhu, who said that the Prophet ﷺ on the day of Khaybar forbade them from eating the horse meat. Now we have two hadith, a contradictory. Hadith of Jabir says the Prophet allowed them to eat horse. Hadith of Khalid said he didn't on the day, and we both say in the day of Khaybar. So what can I do now? Hadith of Jabir in Bukhari and Muslim that he allowed them. Those who base their opinion that it's permissible, he allowed them. And also there's another hadith for Asma, that they slaughtered a horse in Medina and they ate it, and the Prophet ﷺ didn't object. But with those two hadith that they contradict. So hadith of Jabir in Bukhari and Muslim, that it's the Prophet ﷺ in the Khaybar allowed us to eat the horse. Hadith of Khalid said he did not on the day of Khaybar. But you have a hadith, Bukhari and Muslim. You have a hadith that is not Bukhari and Muslim. It's a weak hadith. Actually, it got a big issue with it. What is the issue? And this hadith got to be rejected. What's the big issue with it?
Isnad.
Huh?
Isnad.
What?
Isnad.
Isnad? It's in the Sanad. But in the Matn, no. Khalid said on the day of Khaybar, the Prophet ﷺ forbade us from eating the horse. Khalid did not or was not Muslim on Khaybar. He became Muslim after Khaybar. So automatically, this hadith out of the window. Clear? So the strong hadith, which is in Bukhari and Muslim, and you better get a strong hadith to go against Bukhari and Muslim, huh? And we don't have that. So the right opinion, the horse meat is allowed to be eaten. يقول جابر, this is another hadith, ذبحنا يوم خيبر الخيل والبغال والحمير. On the day of Khaybar, Jabir said, this is in Abu Dawud, that we slaughtered horses, mules, and domesticated donkeys. We just said those are haram. فنهانا النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم عن البغال والحمر ولم ينهانا عن الخيل. So the Prophet forbade us from eating the mules and the donkeys and allowed us to eat, or he did not forbid us from eating the horse. Alright? So a horse, Allahu A'lam, is okay to eat. But if you got a horse, don't kill it. Use it. قال وما يستخبث من الحشرات. All malicious, disgusting insects are haram to eat. Okay? Haram to eat. Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah, because there's issue here. Some of the ulama said, okay, what is considered malicious? What is considered disgusting? Some of the ulama said, it's what, since the Prophet ﷺ said this in Arabic to the Arabs around him, whatever the Arabs consider malicious, that is disgusting. But Ibn Taymiyyah said, no. This deen, now I'm saying that, this deen isn't the deen of the Arabs. This deen is for all mankind. So he said, whatever people, whatever shar, first, whatever shar, or shari, whatever Allah, whatever the Messenger says, whatever that deen says is disgusting, then it's disgusting. Even if you like. Okay? So inshallah we stop here and we continue at this point next time. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم صلى الله على سيدنا محمد.